If you ever said, I know exactly what I want, but somehow I always end up back where I started, this video is the missing piece because your life isn't following your desires. It's following the version of you that you've rehearsed thousands of times. Now, until that changes, nothing else will. So today I'm going to show you why your old identity keeps winning and exactly how to replace it using Neville Goddard's teachings. Now, most people think manifestation fails because they didn't visualize long enough, or they missed an affirmation, or they weren't positive enough. That's almost never really the problem. The real problem is that your subconscious doesn't live in your dreams. It lives in your habits. Now, every day you're rehearsing somebody, not physically, but mentally, emotionally. Every complaint, every fear, every conversation that you replay, every story that you tell yourself, you're practicing becoming that person again. Now imagine an actor preparing for a movie. They don't become the character because they just put on a costume. They become the character because they rehearsed it over and over again until it feels natural. That's exactly what most people unknowingly do with limitation. They rehearse being broke, rejected, overworked, unlucky, invisible, and then they wonder why reality keeps casting them to play the same role. Now, Neville Goddard said to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Now notice he didn't say occasionally think about it. He said assume it. An assumption is an identity. It's who you naturally believe yourself to be. That's why your current reality always wins. Not because it's true, but because it's familiar. So your first step is to stop rehearsing your past. Stop rehearsing your past. Now ask yourself this question. What story do I repeat every day? I never have enough. People always leave. I always struggle. I never have been lucky. That's rehearsal. Now, here's something that completely changed my perspective. Your subconscious mind doesn't care whether your story hurts you or not. It only recognizes repetition. So if you repeated the same emotional identity for 10 years, it feels safe in that identity. And then changing identities feels uncomfortable because it's unfamiliar. But that discomfort isn't failure, it's just growth. So just because it's familiar doesn't mean that it's true. So just because you live something for years doesn't mean that's who you are. It simply means that you've practiced that longer. Now, think about somebody who learned to play the piano. The first few weeks might have felt awkward, but after enough repetition, it becomes automatic. Identity works the exact same way. You don't become wealthy because the money shows up. You become wealthy because thinking, deciding, and acting and feeling like that version becomes normal. And then reality has no choice but to follow. Not the other way around. So this is why forcing affirmations by emotionally identifying with lack creates conflict. You're saying one thing, but then rehearsing another. Instead, practice being the version of you who already expects good things to happen. Not fake excitement, but quiet certainty. There's a huge difference there. So here's your new identity checklist. Who wakes up as this version? How do they think? How do they solve problems? What do they expect every day? How do they talk about themselves? Write those questions down and answer them honestly. Don't overcomplicate it. If your future self earns 6 figures, maybe they stop saying, I'm terrible with money. If your future self has an incredible relationship, maybe they stop replaying old heartbreak every night. If your future self is healthy, maybe they stop introducing themselves as somebody who's always tired. Identity always comes first, and then circumstances come second. So here's the challenge. For the next 7 days, catch yourself every time you mentally become that old person. Pause for a second, smile, and then replace that immediately. Not because you're pretending, but because you're choosing which identity deserves rehearsal. And by the end of the week, you're gonna notice something amazing. It's not that the world changed overnight. It's because you did. And once your identity shifts, your decisions change, your conversations change, your opportunities change, and eventually your reality has no choice but to reflect that person back to you that you've become. Because Neville Goddard taught that imagination creates reality. But imagination isn't just visualization, it's who you constantly imagine yourself to be. That's the secret. Not another technique, but a new identity. So if you're tired of feeling like you're making progress only to slip back into old patterns, That's exactly why I created this system. Just click the link in the description or in the pinned comment in this video. Join my free Skool community for next level accountability. You can also grab my book, How to Visualize Like a World Champion, in the community, or you can just go to Amazon and buy it. How to Visualize Like a World Champion. It's a bestseller, over 300 positive reviews. All right, let's go ahead and like this video, save it, share it with some people who need to hear this. All right, peace, much love.